You're listening to a Bored to Death Marvelcast, talking all things Marvel and MCU in easily digestible chunks. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and other assorted gender assignations. Welcome back to the Bored to Death Marvelcast.
Merry Christmas! Oh, wait, am I too early?
We're a bit too early.
Oh, damn it.
It's still, this is Thanksgiving weekend.
Wait, we're not watching Die Hard?
No? Well, I would, that
We're
would
not
be.
watching Shining?
Also, I suppose, technically a Christmas movie, because...
No, you can't say
not
almost, I
watching Krampus?
suppose, but then Die Hard is.
Batman is.
Krampus
Batman Returns.
Returns.
Batman Returns is a Christmas movie. Yes, if it takes place at Christmas, it's a fucking Christmas movie. Don't at me.
What if it was A Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yes. People ask me, is that a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie? My
Yes.
answer was yes.
It's an in-betweener.
But this is a Marvelcast. We are here to watch the first 2 episodes of the new Disney Plus series Hawkeye.
Thank God Jeremy Renner finally got this.
Yeah. I'm going in pretty blind. I saw like the first trailer and that's it. Because I just didn't watch any trailers for it. But yeah, Jeremy Renner's a good actor. You know, I wanted to see more for his
Well, they
character.
put him in like the sequel Bourne movie.
Yep.
And he was in that movie Tag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet. I still want to.
Same here.
But this is basically dealing with Hawkeye post Endgame. You know, just when he thought he was out, they pulled him back in, sort of thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, he retired for like,
He's
like
steadily
5 minutes,
retiring.
played 18 holes, shot 18 holes,
Yeah.
as he said in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Or not Age of Ultron, Civil War.
Yeah. Which is just, I guess, how he sort of handles that sort of thing. But this is essentially like it's taking place at Christmas or something, from what I gather from the trailers.
He promises he'll be home before Christmas.
Yeah. So I don't really have anything else to really say myself,
I have one expectation for this.
which is
When watching the trailers, I got a major Die Hard vibe.
because him like fighting bad guys.
I
At
want this
Christmas.
to have that Die Hard vibe or Die Hard joke in it. Something that makes me go, yes, yes.
Like he tries to say yippee, like he just says yippee-ki-yay at some point.
And someone stops him.
Like, oh, hold on a second.
Oh, they go.
Or if he does the "Welcome to the Party, pal."
Oh yeah.
Was Fox, did they make Die Hard?
Who did make Die Hard?
I think it was Fox.
He looks this up. All what we get is a bow and arrow taped to his back.
It has to be extremely small.
That is some good duct tape.
Yeah.
I was about to say, that's what the quiver's
Well,
for.
remember, duct tape saves lives.
Yes.
And
it
it
also
shows.
ends it.
You would know.
It's outside.
It was made by 20th Century Studios, who are owned by Disney.
You're welcome. I just want to get your expectations up real high for them to plummet.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's true.
I am curious to see how they're going to tie this into the greater narrative of the post-Endgame Marvel universe. Because Loki, gave us multiverse. WandaVision's also sort of tied into that.
She's screwing up the multiverse.
I think this is going to tie in more to Black Widow, because supposedly Yelena is going to be in this.
That's what I figured,
Got it.
because Falcon and Winter Soldier was introducing more of the mundane level threats as opposed to the cosmic level threats. And What If gave us more multiverse
I don't
stuff.
want him tied in anything. I mean, yeah, you could, but just make it by itself. That's all you
A
need to do.
standalone series would be nice, but we all know that's not going to happen.
I mean, make an end piece and a thread. You mean that would be your tie-in? Don't continue the franchise. Like, I would love to see him come back, but we already know the setup for Young Avengers, and you have Kate Bishop there. Tie up his end, move it along.
It could be. I do imagine this is going to tie up Hawkeye's, narrative thread.
Yep.
But I'm not talking about like just his thread. I'm talking like into the greater narrative. What threads are going to be pulled in there? Yelena and the Contessa and everything, I imagine they'll be involved somehow. Seeing Julia Louis-Dreyfus probably in the last episode make a cameo, as she's continuing to set up her little Dark Avengers project.
Probably recruiting Kate Bishop into that.
Yep.
Not until we get Daredevil, we won't have Bullseye.
That's the one thing I'm trying to avoid. Because like, when you go into Google, and Google just slaps that image up on you, and I see Hawkeye and Daredevil, like, nope.
I was the same way. I saw like a thumbnail for some reaction video for Hawkeye, like the other day. I was like, not looking at that. Nope. Because I don't want to be spoiled.
Disney, please do not drop things on a holiday weekend. We thank you for your time and effort.
Google, please don't spoil anything.
Well,
I just want to give you the chance that you're possibly going to have a 4-day weekend to watch it.
yeah.
You guys get.
I don't
weekends?
think. Yeah, that's true, Chris.
They
Chris
don't care about the average worker. You should see that at the Disney store.
Ow!
Right, little Evan?
Oh.
They closed it down.
Oh.
You didn't know about that? I told you about that. The last day we went to the mall.
Anyways.
Anyway, yeah. But I have really nothing else to say so far.
I've only had like one thing somewhat spoil it, but it was like the beginning of the first episode, and I was like, okay, that's cool.
Is there trick shots? Are there trick shots? There's gotta be trick shots.
I'm not saying anything.
Aha!
Of course there's trick shots.
Because it's Hawkeye, yeah.
I think there was an arrow with a boxing glove attached to it.
They finally brought
my
it in.
bad. It was purple.
Now, I do want to know, you got things like Avengers Endgame, you had Venom 2, where the actors came out, like, hey, we appreciate your excitement, but hold the spoilers. They need to do that for everything now. Like, if it's Marvel related, have one of the actors come out.
Only if they plan on putting Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland duct taped to a chair like this.
Yes!
And have him sit there.
And it needs to be Ryan Reynolds doing the video, like, don't spoil anything.
No, but have
Him in Deadpool.
No. Well, yeah, it has to be like the end credits scene to X-Men Origins Wolverine. We just see Deadpool reach for his head and go, shh.
Yeah, so...
On the bin?
Yep, I think that's going to wrap up this intro, so we'll be back after the binge. Hello, and thanks for listening. While we're binging, please give us a like and subscribe. If you want to reach out, do it via our social media on Facebook or Twitter at BTD_Bingecast. The Bored to Death Clan is part of the CKCC radio family, including J Bunny's Music Hub, the Race Nerd Podcast, Real Paranormal Talk, Ranking Tracks, Motivational Moves, The A Show, Park Hopper 101, and The Nerd Table. Please consider supporting CKCC Radio on Patreon so we can continue to bring you podcast content. And now, the binge is done, so let's get to the discussion. And we're back.
We are?
Yeah, there was a lot that went on before I started the recording just then that you are not going to get.
I mean,
to
there
hear.
was so much stuff that happened.
Yes.
Some of it just ripped right off.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm playing my trick shot. What can I say?
No, God, no. So this was the first 2 episodes of Kate Bishop the series were pretty good.
Starring Hawkeye.
Yeah, featuring Hawkeye.
Yes.
But it's just seeing like.
So far, it's probably the easiest one for people who haven't seen too much, if not any, of the Avengers stuff, just to actually just jump in as your starting point.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. You pick up stuff through context pretty well.
You can't do that with WandaVision at all.
No.
You had
Can't
to watch,
do that with Loki.
Nope.
At all. What If is kind of given.
Yeah. It kind of depends on you knowing the characters.
Because the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, okay, this is a show I could show mom and dad
without having to
haven't
explain all this other stuff.
all the different stuff, because I want mom to watch the new Spider-Man movies because she liked the old Tobey Maguire ones. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, let's get her into the new Spider-Man. I was like, oh, crap, it kind of springs off of Civil War, and he mentions a lot of Civil War in it. The second one mentions, it was almost entirely
It depended on you having
Endgame.
seen Endgame, yeah. Well, Infinity War and Endgame, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, this was very, very accessible for newcomers. Yeah, because they give you a few flashbacks when Hawkeye's getting triggered by something. Survivor's guilt or...
watching a musical.
That might be the only
Dear
thing that I would
God.
have to kind of
Is it wrong that I kind of want to
watch
see
that musical?
the
That's what I said.
full
No,
Rogers
no.
musical?
That just reaffirmed my faith of I hate musicals. God, I hate musicals.
Well, Peanut Gallery was trying to say something.
I was like, can we go watch it, please?
Yeah, Rogers the musical.
As long as there's no Spider-Man in there, because last time I heard Spider-Man, kind of almost killed the actor
All
while
of them.
falling
All
out.
of them have to be in that musical.
Yeah.
Wait, was it Ant-Man in the musical?
Yeah, Ant-Man
Yeah, he's
was,
like, he
was there.
wasn't there.
Yeah, and even Hawkeye was like, he wasn't there. What the?
I was like, I saw the guy. I'm like, who the hell is that?
Because they actually specify that's Ant-Man.
So I think the logo was on his chest.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
the
the
pim
giveaway.
Yeah,
logo.
that was the giveaway, and I'm just like, what the hell?
I was like, who added a Pym particle to the musical?
And
Oh God.
we're quickly sort of thrown into the with Kate Bishop. We see her when she's like, how old was she supposed to be in the
I guess
that
she's
prologue?
like
10.
Somewhere
Zeke has a
between 7 and
question.
10.
Yeah,
And we see what influenced her life.
And that was the Battle of New York.
where
And
she actually
watching
witnessed Hawkeye do the little jump off the building with the grappling arrow. And
His last arrow, then he kind of just disappeared after that.
then she decided, I want to be Hawk. I want to be like him.
So yeah,
Yes.
she told her mom, she's like, I want a bow and arrow.
Is anything going to help you? Give me a bow and arrow. And then enter montage.
Yeah, the opening credit sequence had this like artistic, stylized sort of montage showing.
All right, look, if you've seen the intro to Casino Royale, it kind of looks like that.
Yeah, the James Bond movie, to be specific. Just in case there was any doubt.
In case you decide to go for either black and white ones, it's not those.
Yeah, not that one. But and it basically showed her training in archery and gymnastics and martial arts.
You
And-
notice that they were going to lose that apartment at the very beginning,
And they kept mentioning
And then all of a
falling from
sudden-
the sky too much.
and all of a sudden they're like filthy rich.
Yeah, Bishop Securities
Took off after that.
Yeah. There's a lot that her mom's not telling her. Kate gets fixated on her mom's new fiance, Jack Duquesne. I am assuming that his last name was Duquesne. I don't recall if they specified what his last name was, but Armand was his... What?
I'm calling decoy.
Decoy name?
No, so they're making you focus on the guy.
Oh, so you're calling Red Herring.
Yes. And it's actually the mom is the evil mastermind.
It could be both.
And that's possible.
I mean, not sort of both in that they're in cahoots, but that they're both equally bad.
Go
I mean, I could say they're in cahoots because all of a sudden, as far as I know, he didn't know she was threatened.
Yeah.
Because they don't mention it at all, except for Kate's there, witnesses it.
But yeah, it was I almost kind of hoped that we'd see more.
Oh, it is the mom. Thinking about it, I'm like, okay, Sword sets him up. She has the security access to just about everything, which Kate proved
Right.
when she overrode something.
When she logged in with her credentials or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So she could get in and out without the security going off, without the alarms, without the cameras.
Yep.
Yep. And we saw her especially using it to track the, we saw Kate use it to track Hawkeye's phone.
Now, I have to ask the question during the musical. First off, does anybody play the peeing game? When you're standing there, you're peeing, you're standing up, and you see something, you have to aim for it and try to clean the toilet where you're peeing.
I try to avoid the ones that have residue from someone else.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering if that's the game that he plays where he's standing there in the urinal.
That's a game every man plays.
It's the game he was
Why are
trying to-
you thinking about about Jeremy Renner peeing?
Hawkeye. More specific. Can you imagine?
Why are
every
you
shot-
thinking about Hawkeye peeing?
Because every shot he makes, he knocks it out of the park.
Why did your mind go there?
If you're thinking that, then why don't you think about Bullseye? Do you think he tries to shoot a fly out of the air?
If Bullseye was standing in a urinal talking to someone who was trying to get Bullseye,
Try not to split the streams.
There are reasons
Oh
why I
my
know. There are
God.
reasons
Oh
why.
Lord!
Don't cross the streets, you mean?
There are,
No, it's Bullseye. He'll split the
Oh, yeah.
stream.
Oh.
There are reasons why I know for a fact that we'll never get asked to do a panel at a convention. This is exactly why.
This is why. Yeah.
This is why he's not asked to talk or make the subjects up at any party.
He is not allowed to. He is not allowed to pick the topic of conversation at dinner.
Hey, we all know I'm that one in the left field, and I think I just broke roads a little bit, so it's good.
But I liked
Right,
Kate
everyone's
Bishop's sass. She was just like the sass queen with everything in this, including in text form.
Losing her dad that young was probably a good focal point for her sass to go out of control.
This is fair.
Her sass went into overdrive.
Oh yeah, especially during the auction.
Yeah.
God.
When she managed to put Gary on the back foot.
Well, first off, the one guy who was like, "You're not supposed to be here. It's me." Like they picked me to it. She's like,
Or he's
Gary-
basically said, "I'm supposed to be the only one down here."
Yeah, he's
Well, Gary said I'm supposed to help.
he's
Maybe you
like,
should take it up with him.
and he walks
Gary.
away. Guy comes back. She's like, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here." Oh, Gary told me to be here. I'm Gary. Well, Gary, I don't think this work
No.
relationship's going
He
to
said, "I'm Gary. Who are you?"
He's like, "How do you not know my name by now? We've worked together for so long now. This is the reason why this work relationship won't work. I quit."
No. Her whole thing is
Her
like,
thing was
see,
so
that's the thing.
short.
You don't even know my name. It's just
The one thing we all want to say to our corporate overlords.
right. That was great. I did like her slinging an insult towards Hawkeye in text form later. It's just when she asked for like what the situation was, and she says, "Don't try to pretend you're being busy. You're busy with your friends. We both know you don't have any." I was just like, wow.
That was more rude than sassy.
But there are at least 3 MacGuffins in play right now in the series. There's the Ronin sword, which is retractable, which Jack Duquesne stole from the auction. There's the watch, which was recovered from the Avengers compound, which the Track Suit Mafia was trying to steal from the auction.
I think Lucky swallowed it.
Well, no, the last we saw of it, I think Kate set it on the counter in her apartment, and then it wasn't brought up again.
I
Whether
have a feeling what that is.
what?
It's the Iron Man gauntlet. Remember, he went.
Ooh,
Oh, the one from Civil War, the one that he used to fight Bucky with.
yep. And
Why
then
the hell would they care about that? They run with guns and baseball bats.
Because
It's Iron Man tech.
Yeah,
It's over there.
stock industry stuff.
yeah, it's Iron Man tech, and then there's the Ronin suit, which Kate started using, and then basically got the Track Suit Mafia angry at her, and
Mafia. Why are you running around and Run DMC? Where? Why?
well, no, because that's like total like Russian mafia fashion.
It's okay, Rose, because we have the New York Law Brigade.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the New York City LARPers.
I actually
Hawkeye
like
at
that.
the
They
LARP.
actually incorporated a group of LARPers I've actually seen at Dragon Con twice. That's so awesome.
That's how you get famous in the smallest ways.
I'm sure they were happy when Disney came around and was just like, so
yes, we finally are validated.
So I had to look into this. I don't know if the character was introduced in these 2 episodes or not, but apparently there's somebody called Echo.
maybe that's who
That might be
that
her.
might be the chick from the end of episode 2.
Because I had to look her up because I had heard.
I'd heard about some character called Echo, but it didn't
Well,
know.
apparently the character is supposed to be getting a spin-off series that was already announced.
Huh.
I had to look the character
That's
up.
right. That was in the most recent Disney Plus Day or something.
Well, I had to
wasn't
look the character up because I was just like, why does that name sound so familiar? And apparently she is kind of like the opposite of what Daredevil is. While Daredevil is blind but he uses all of his senses to fight, she's deaf. and she's an accomplished piano player, and is actually hired by the Kingpin at some point in time to.
Well, hey, that ties in,
That-
provides a nice tie-in for Daredevil if that ends up being a thing.
Well, I think that might just figure in. It's a good way to lead her into it as well.
Yeah, along with Kingpin, because supposedly they might have Kingpin get introduced in this show.
I'm happy
Well, they
with
took out
that.
a lot of heads of different areas, so somebody had to rise to the top. at some
Yeah, that's
point.
true. With a power vacuum, with Ronin going crazy, going on his little rampage.
Then, all of a sudden, Kingpin will get taken out by Spider-Man, and there'll be a new power vacuum.
Spider-Man? You mean Daredevil?
Or Punisher.
Nah,
You
it'll
never-
be Daredevil.
You never played the Spider-Man game, did you?
It'll be
I
Daredevil.
know what you're talking about, but Kingpin to me has always been
Okay.
more of a Daredevil
know.
enemy than Spider-Man.
It's been a whole Marvel.
This is true.
Kingpin literally gets dethroned by Daredevil, comes back, and Spider-Man just harasses the living shit out of him from that point.
And the
But-
one-liners that Spider-Man does at him are epic.
Yeah.
I'm so used to Kingpin being the main villain of Spider-Man from the anime series in the 90s.
Yeah, but that was the cartoon.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because I remember when they announced Echo, I'm like, who the hell is Echo?
Yeah.
Well, that's a dolphin.
God, why?
Quiet, you.
Why?
All right, you are the new peanut gallery.
I don't know. Peanut Gallery's a lot quieter.
Well, and there's also Lucky. There's also Lucky the dog.
Lucky,
I know.
Lucky the one-eyed dog.
That dog just managed to get
I
through
felt
everything.
so bad. Like, I'm like, oh, we got a one-eyed dog. He's like, when we saw that episode, I'm like, oh.
And then he started running through traffic, and
dog.
she's going after him in the Ronin outfit.
Like,
And now
That's
she
when
and
you
now
equate that person in the Ronin outfit that saved a dog, running away from a break-in, and a building where somebody was stabbed. Wait a minute.
a masked assailant is how they're describing it. That looks like Ronin. The news hasn't like outright confirmed that it's Ronin. They're just like it looks a lot like it.
I don't know what the hell news really is. They would just straight up point at it. And
This is
call it
true.
I'm just really confused on
Whether or
one
not
thing.
it's right.
Where's J. Jonah Jameson in this?
The news has never
Right?
let facts
No,
get
he's
in the
doing
way
his
of a good
podcast,
story.
Remember?
I'm just confused about
Oh,
one thing.
J.K. Simmons confirmed that is him. He is the one in the universe we have is a variant.
Well, yes.
He confirmed it.
Well, yes.
A variant from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man one? Of course.
I just think that was just fun that he's like, yep, I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. That variant's going forward. There you go. Have fun.
Yeah.
My issue so far is, okay, so the Avengers had the Endgame. I think
Right.
that's the last one, right?
Yep.
And everything happened, and they dispersed, and no one went back to check on their shit?
Well,
I mean, that was
the building kind of went to pieces.
and then got flooded.
But you think, telling you to go back to the building and do something.
Clearly Happy, sort of fell asleep on the job because that was his. He was supposed to take care of that with
he
damage
was also
control,
supposed
right?
to be. He is also supposed to be taking care of
Peter.
Parker.
That's true.
Hence
But-
the reason why
He's got so many extra jobs. He can't handle all that shit.
Oh, and that plus I'm sure he's also trying to help raise Tony's daughter.
And help Pepper.
Yeah.
And another thing that just occurred to me because damage control was in charge of collecting everything
up.
from Battle of New York,
Yep.
but we saw that
Vulture and his crew.
ganked as much as they could before they left.
It's possible. So it's possible people.
There's
yank
that,
the
but
whole-
I'm also but I'm also thinking Parker would have told Happy, they stole a bunch of stuff from the scene, and they were doing this because you guys kind of put them out of business. What if you try to help out those companies, but those companies might not have great security, might also be dealing on the side sort of thing. I don't know. I'm
Well,
just
they did
spinning.
say-
I'm just spinning.
They did say it was found on Avengers property. That's
Right.
why I was like,
Yeah, that was the.
The West Coast, not the West Coast.
No,
the
that was-
second facility.
that was the second facility that we first see in Ant-Man, and at the end of.
Wasn't that supposed to be the headquarters for East Coast Avengers? People were saying.
Probably. I believe that was East Coast Avengers
But it got blowed up, and
by
then
Thanos, and then it got even more blowed up when Ant-Man turned into Giant Man.
and then there was the flooding from the nearby river.
Yeah.
Because Doctor Strange wasn't going to be able to keep that up for forever. It was going to start flooding,
I don't know. Somebody give him a Nintendo Wii and have him play games on that. He'll be able to hold his hand up for a long time.
At least keep himself entertained.
Yeah.
Wax on, wax off. Make the water flow.
This is bullshit. I'm still doing the motion. It's not working on the game.
Then again, he could have just roped a few mages and a few of the other like sorcerers to like keep the water at bay while Stark Tech or whatever started doing the repairs to dam the river.
Damn this river.
I would be that one mage like, yeah, so about that. I was supposed to get a promotion. Again, where is the promotion? I want to be lead mage.
And then Wong just stares at you. until you're like, never mind.
That's so Wong.
That is so Wong.
So I gotta ask, what was our favorite moment from the 2 episodes?
The Die Hard moment. When the explosion of the heist.
Oh, when the heist happened. Yeah, we were talking about there being some sort of Die Hard moment.
That was also a great fight too, and showed that wine bottles.
Dude. Yes. Okay.
I will have
Bishop
a wine
Bishop
cellar.
versus the Track Suit Mafia in the wine cellar was probably the best fight.
Like the one dude, she's like in this narrow hallway. She's got the wine rag stuff in front of her. She's got a regular wall right behind her. She guy on her left, guy on her right. The one guy on like the left side just stands up, and then she kicks a bottle into his head and knocks him back.
No, she kicks it up into the air and palm strikes it at him. It happened so goddamn fast.
That's why it looked.
Well,
like
then there was the one she palm striked out of the wine rack and into the dude's head.
Yeah, there was that one also, and then her just like smacking dudes in the head with 2 bottles.
I said it as we were watching, but it gave me Dirty Laundry flashbacks. The Thomas Jane Punisher fan film.
Yeah, the one with Ron Perlman in it.
Him beating the shit out of those dudes with a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Shit was so cool.
Jack Daniels will save your life. Right, Ron?
Yes.
You guys were all like, those are like the toughest bottles of wine ever. It's like, bottles of liquor and stuff like that are built to ship. They're not supposed to break very easily. They only do because you've been trained to believe that they will because of movies.
Oh God, he's going Matrix on us. If you will the bottle not to break, it won't break.
Yeah. It won't break until the opportune moment.
Pour
Yeah.
for me.
No, I gotta say, I think my favorite line in between the 2 episodes was, "Boss, I found her."
Oh God.
I swear I've seen that big dude before somewhere. I just don't know where.
What, the bigger dude in the tracksuit mafia?
The bigger dude was actually in Daredevil.
The movie or the show?
Second season.
Oh.
In the prison.
Oh.
He was what?
He was one of the guys that got stabbed by Punisher?
No, he was the one standing there that lit him into the Kingpin's cell.
Oh,
yeah.
See, it's all starting to tie together.
I see he's doing well for himself.
Yeah.
He didn't get shanked by Frank.
No Frank.
He probably got screwed. He saw what happened when Frank everybody hit. Now I want to go heal this
It's
motherfucker.
like, wait, wasn't he wearing white? Why is he red? Oh.
You jump ship.
Hey, Fisk, I'm going this way.
Well, and the nice thing about the red tracksuits is the blood doesn't show up as easily.
No, but it makes them more identifiable.
I mean, if
What are we looking for?
they're all wearing red tracksuits, that's what you focus on.
It's like, what are we looking for? A bunch of Russians wearing tracksuits. What color are they? Red, and
But
one guy's wearing
here's
black.
the cool thing. I saw some black Russians in the group.
Oh, the LARPers?
No, there was actually black. There was a black female and a black male in the Russian group.
It's good to know that they have inclusivity.
They're very all inclusive. I am so happy.
I mean, their numbers probably got diminished over the years.
Clint is just sitting there, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to speak to y'all's manager, please." Hang him over there. I don't want to see the assistant manager.
He
We
said
are
the shift
doing-
manager.
You're the shift manager. I want to see your boss.
We are interrogating you. We kidnapped you. Breaks over handcuffs.
It's like, yeah,
I mean,
but about that, and they all pull their guns out as he pulls off the one piece of string. It looked like they were holding them together.
yeah.
it was a zip tie.
It wasn't. It was
It
a
was a
string.
wire.
It was like a wire or a cord. Yeah, it wasn't.
I thought it was
wasn't-
zip tie before he pulled it around in front of him. I was like,
No.
oh.
What it
Now,
was a joke.
Now, do we want to talk about the trick shot that Kate does in the first episode with the bell?
You mean the
Is
one
that
that
what
they
the
show in the trail, and now you're like, oh, we're just going to show you at the very beginning.
I haven't seen any of the trailers, so all of it was great.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trick shot where she rang the bell for the
That's badass.
was
That
pretty
was pretty
badass.
good.
Well, she was trying to use like the arrows with a tennis ball.
Well, because she was trying to hit the bell.
She was
because
trying
she
to
was
ring the
asking-
bell.
They
The
asked,
idea
she
was
asked
to
which
ring
one
it very
moves.
well.
Is it the bell part, or is it
The clapper,
or the yeah?
the dangly piece, as she called it, because she didn't know what the word was.
Well, she found out the hard way.
Yep.
But she also found out the hard way, never say, it could be worse. It could be
Boom.
As
worse.
it falls
Clang,
down
clang.
3 more times.
Dude,
But-
is it bad that the entire time that scene was happening, I'm just like, is Batman in there?
No, I'm going.
Do we
oh,
see
God.
Joker
No.
falling from
No. See, that was a clock tower. That wouldn't have been Batman. That would have been
And-
Oracle.
No, it wouldn't have been Oracle. It would have been Black Suit Spidey.
You mean Night Monkey?
Oh, I see what he's
So
doing.
Black Suit Spidey.
Oh,
Spider-Man
God.
3
Spider-Man 3.
and the
Ah, right.
cartoon.
Oh, right.
Actually,
yeah.
no. There wasn't no bell in the fucking movie. It was just the cartoon
Yep.
and the comic.
It's like, and there's Venom. There's your Venom input, guys.
Yep.
There's your Dollar Tree Venom.
We'll go back to Tobey Maguire's Venom again.
What if he turns up in
Oh, God.
No Way Home?
Please.
I'll walk out.
I mean,
I'm gonna
Wow.
I'm gonna hold you to that now.
Hashtag not
I'm
my
gonna
Venom.
hold that to that.
Wow.
I don't know about you guys, but I have since seen it multiple times since the original showing and after watching the Amazing Spider-Man movies again. 3 isn't that bad.
I can't.
I watched them all over again 3 times plus. And you know which ones I can continue to watch even after that?
The Tom Holland ones.
The Tom Holland ones.
Yep.
I saw Far From Home 5 times now. I can keep watching it.
Tom Holland is the perfect.
The
Peter
pacing,
Parker
of a
and
young
Spider-Man.
the
Peter
writing,
Parker.
the comedy, the action, all fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I'm taking us into Spider-Man territory now.
We'll come back to that in a month.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the things that I was kind of surprised that they introduced in this was the fact they made Clint deaf. Because I
Well,
know
at
that...
least at least half.
well,
deaf.
yeah, we see the hearing aid in one ear, but, like, we...
That montage. Why do you have that?
Boom.
A few reasons.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
It's unclear. I can think of a
about
few
that.
reasons. Yeah.
Because I know I can't remember who somebody had written that into the comics that he was deaf because of an explosion,
Blew out his eardrum or something. Yeah.
and when Deadpool found out about him being deaf, he actually learned how to speak sign language. And there's a panel that I'll put in our group chat later showing Hawkeye talking to Deadpool and him asking him, it's like, so you have a daughter, right? He's like, yeah. And Deadpool pulls his mask up so he can read his lips. He's like, can you tell me the story on that one? And in sign language, he just says, long story. He's like, all right, I got it. Long story.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Clint is at least half deaf because he only has the hearing aid in one ear.
Well, because his son was talking to him in sign language, and you look kind of confused by that. And that's when
No, I was just like I wasn't. I could tell the kid that he was using sign because Clint is has lost hearing in at least one ear, and this is him just trying to be able to keep communicating with his dad. I was like, is the kid himself supposed to be deaf?
No.
Okay.
No, he only learned it just so he could talk with his dad.
Yeah. So that was the only reason for my momentary confusion. I was just like, I was trying to figure out, is the kid deaf, completely separately or what? But
No, because I know that if he was deaf, he wouldn't have been talking as much as he was.
that's true.
Because if you go, perfect example of what I'm talking about here, if you go and you watch Quiet Place, one of the kids that's in that movie, in both movies actually, is actually deaf.
Yeah, because Quiet Place 2 was a prequel.
No, it wasn't. It was a sequel.
It was
It takes place right where the first movie ends.
There is I think a flashback in A Quiet Place to when the aliens arrived.
Yeah. But in real life, she actually is deaf, and the times that you hear her talking, it's almost like a mumble of sorts. Like, I know that deaf people, when they do try to talk, it comes out...
Because it's the inner ear thing that they can't hear it, so it comes out differently to them.
I mean, sometimes you can understand what they're saying. Sometimes it's hard to.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends on the person.
It is possible for them to learn to talk more normally, but it's a difficult thing. Not every deaf person goes to that effort.
But the majority of when that girl in Quiet Place talks, it's always through sign language. And it was actually because of her that everybody in the movie had to learn sign language.
Yep.
Including John Krasinski, who actually didn't know it, but she actually taught him.
Well,
And he would always ask
wouldn't
her...
that make sense? Like, everybody learning sign language in that kind of situation?
Yeah, in that situation, yeah. But since she was deaf, it also helped further explain why they learned it.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm interested to see where this is going to go because, I don't really know where the basic trajectory of the story is going to go from
I see
here.
what you did there.
I wasn't even intending that.
Go forward with the story to an ending point.
Sure,
Yes.
Papa J.
Did they say how many episodes this was supposed to be?
6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh crap! There's 5 days till Christmas, and that was said on the second episode.
Yeah.
They're ending this on Christmas.
Wow.
Yes,
How many weeks are there until Christmas right now?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that kind of shit.
Hey Alexa.
No.
Happy
Stop.
to Christmas.
No!
Would you like to hear some Christmas?
No.
See, if you stop saying no, she would answer the question. Shut up.
Not everybody listening is going to have theirs go off.
Yeah.
All one of
Please
them.
put your headphones in.
Yeah. All 2 of our listeners are gonna have
All
their.
2 of the people still in this room. I can't. I got it.
Four more
Everybody
weeks.
breaks to the phones.
4 more weeks.
So they
Yeah.
probably
Four more episodes. Yeah.
One each week. Ta-da.
I could have just easily figured that out if I just looked at the date on the computer in front of me. 11/27.
I
4
just-
weeks.
Shame. Shame.
So either we're going to get a double episode or they're going to end it in January.
Unless they decide to push an episode back so that way they can take a break from Christmas. Because they're just like, not everybody's going to be at home to watch.
They release this on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Or the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So, at any rate, I do think I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes.
Although I gotta say,
I like the family dynamic. You don't usually see it too well.
with Clinton and his kids. Yeah.
It felt real.
Yeah.
It felt like a real family
I was
dynamic.
thinking that the same at the
them at
restaurant.
I was gonna say like them at the
That was
Chinese
a
place.
great scene.
I love the fact that the wife knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah, he's not trying to hide it from her.
He's like, so what are you going to do? Catch and release? Ah!
The asshole move. Because he was clearly just planning on.
Well, he is married to Daphne from Scooby Doo. Seriously, that's Daphne from the live action Scooby Doo movies.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
So if I hear
Hawkeye!
Stop! Don't.
Hawkeye's going to have a
You mean
crossover with
Velma?
Scooby-Doo.
Velma, yeah, sorry.
You kept saying Daphne throughout. I'm like, that's not Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Okay, yeah, it's been a while since I've watched anything Scooby Doo related. I've never seen Scoob yet.
I have.
But yeah, like of course, like she already knows how to solve mysteries.
But
Dun,
yeah.
dun, dun.
Well, she's already she knows him. They've been married long enough, and he's run around as
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hawkeye and Ronin.
I'm
for a
sure
while.
he told her after Endgame what he did during the snap.
What was his whole family snapped? Like
Yes.
all of his
Yeah.
kids and his wife.
Yes.
Everybody,
Wow.
go back.
That's
to,
why he was. That's why he
why
I
was.
thought it was
snapped.
only like some of them.
No, everybody was gone.
If go back and watch the opening to Endgame, it shows it happen.
And when he goes
I
back,
forgot about it.
and when he goes back in time, and he goes inside his house, and when he hears his daughter calling for him, he kind of just like looks up, and then before he sees her, he goes back.
Well, he was actually he was getting ready to call out to her when he got yanked back, but
He comes back too soon, guys. Too soon.
but because he brought back like the hat or whatever.
It was a baseball glove.
Baseball glove. That's what it was. It proved the theory that they had that they could bring stuff back.
You know what? He should have looked at it like, so that's what happened to this.
But yeah, the Hawkeye series so far it's being very sort of low.
The comedy
It's
is
street.
well,
It's very street level in terms of the.
the comedy is well written.
Yes,
for
the
it.
comedy
especially when he has to go get his Ronin suit from a LARPer.
at the LARP at the
Yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, you need this suit of armor and this Leonardo's cosplayer sword right here, and they're like, you got to like kill everybody, and he's doing exactly that, and you can see on his face that he actually is actually having fun,
but he's trying not to show it.
He doesn't want to show it at all because he's like, I just want to get my damn Ronin suit back.
I want to get out of this.
And
this is too nerdy for me. Holy shit! What do you mean midnight? 12 hours?
I love,
What?
like, he does that spin, kills everybody.
Oh yeah, and they're all going like over the top with the death.
Everything.
Well,
They
one
were so
dude just
over the top.
completely oversold it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And he kind of like looked at him like, what the?
And-
Smacked him again?
and Hawkeye's whole reason for getting the Ronin suit is because the Ronin made so many enemies. Anybody that wears it is basically putting
Is
a
a
target
target.
on their back.
Oh god, it's gonna be real sad if he sees on the news that one LARPer that he had to get the suit back is dead.
Especially because that LARPer posted
A video online.
on like TikTok or whatever.
I think it might have been like a Facebook or...
It looked like a Facebook group. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably more
The
accurate.
LARPer. Facebook
And
group.
yes, I did check to see if it was a real group. It's not.
It's YouTube Shorts.
Okay, fine.
I'm not. I just threw my empty water bottle at Zeke.
But like the fight between him and the LARPer who's wearing his Ronin suit is actually really funny because he's
I
like,
think the guy said his name was Grills or something.
something like that, and he's like, all right, look, I just need you to kill me, and all right, we got to make it look real though. And he's like, okay, and then he just
No.
We got to play it up, man.
He's like, yeah,
He's
you
like,
got
I have to... Let me kill you. I'll just give you the suit.
Come on. You've been a hero all this time.
This is the closest I'm ever gonna get. Yeah.
Bullshit.
And the fact
They
that-
said that most of them are all police officers and
And
firemen.
firefighters,
They are heroes. Don't
Just
sell
not on
yourself
his
short
level.
especially
They
the
wanna be on his
firefighters.
level.
by beating them in a LARP.
Sure, why not? That's the best.
And, and you could even see Clint was just sort of like,
I love that line.
Oh yeah, his one line was, and I fought Thanos.
oh, and remember,
Peanut Gallery brought that one up.
yeah, and remember that. Speaking of Thanos, the graffiti in the bathroom when he was going to take a
Thanos
piss.
was right.
Thanos was right.
Well, that's also on his coffee cup. He has a coffee cup that says Thanos was right on it. I've seen the screenshots of it.
Okay.
I guess it's like in like a future episode because it obviously wasn't in either one.
Yeah,
of these.
but you could see he was looking at it and was both like pissed because I almost died trying to stop him,
You know what?
and at the same time he was like, I just walked out of Rogers the Musical. I feel that's a mood right there.
Well, do we want to say what he did during the musical when he just couldn't take it anymore? I'm not
Turn-
talking about getting up to go pee.
He turned his
hearing aid off.
the whole time. It was just like, I can't hear shit.
But
is
then
great.
he started eyeing the Black Widow
Yeah.
that was on the stage, and that's when I was like, oh, he has
Yeah,
somebody.
you and I got there about the same time. We were like, oh.
Remember what I said
What?
when we got to the Ronin part? There are no witnesses.
That's true.
He threw Widow off of it to continue the no witnesses.
That's right. Nobody knows that Clint Barton was the Ronin. The only people that...
His wife.
Yes, but she's going to keep the secret. We know
Yeah.
that.
I'm guessing the chick with the speaker's nose.
Echo or whoever that was at the end of episode 2.
Because why would he go in there to fix the Ronin situation as
But he also
Hawkeye?
didn't know who the leader was. He was pointing at some random dude sitting there in a suit.
Yeah, he was literally just trying to meet with the boss of the Track Suit Mafia
Get this over with.
so he could negotiate like a truce or whatever.
They what Kate Bishop.
Because they followed Kate Bishop in the Ronin suit to her apartment and then read the buzzer.
I swear, probably the best part of that scene right there was when they started throwing the Molotov cocktails.
That was so cool.
And then he caught one and immediately threw it back at them and got 3 of them on fire.
Yeah.
That was the
Like how
fucking coolest thing ever.
seamlessly that scene was. Where he caught it and threw it back instantly.
All
And
in
then-
the same motion.
And then Kate shoots one that hasn't even left the dude's hand yet.
And shatters it so that it like sets the van
Remember,
on fire.
she goes up a little bit of ways and shoots through that same hole.
right
You
past
thought that-
past Clint's head
You
too.
thought that she went all the way up to the roof. No,
No, at first I thought she went to the roof. I was like, oh, she's just going to go get a good vantage point. I didn't know she just went up the flight of stairs.
a little bit.
Yeah. Seeing like the street level stuff of like people, living in this post superheroes world kind of thing, like the cosplayers in Times Square or whatever.
It kind of reminds me of this one episode of Supernatural that actually involved LARPers because a friend of theirs was a LARPer and they get there and Dean can't take the shit seriously, but then at the very end he's joining in on them and he's doing the speech from Braveheart. And somebody points that out.
I was going to say, it's either going to be the speech from Braveheart or it's going to be the St. Crispian's Day.
So, somebody says like, he's using the speech from Braveheart, and then Sam goes, it's the only thing that he knows from that movie. But he knows it by heart.
Yeah.
Well, you also got the thing of when we were going there, that guy was a firefighter.
Yeah.
Who took the suit.
Yeah. Because
Nobody else would have been inside there because all the cops were outside. They wouldn't be in a smoldering building.
Yeah.
And it was still...
Yeah, the cops were just there for crowd control.
So the dude
And
was a
waiting
firefighter,
for
so
the
he is weird.
firefighters to pronounce the scene safe so that then the cops could go in to do the investigation.
Oh, she didn't. She lied. She never went back the next morning before work.
That hasn't happened yet.
Oh, so Chris was
We're
supposed to
still-
get the episode before the last episode, maybe.
Maybe.
Possibly.
But yeah, there's a bunch of different threads going on here. I'm curious to see where it's going to go.
Maybe the last episode, she's gonna get a bow and arrow from Hawkeye for Christmas.
She has a bow.
No, like
No,
a
like
special one.
like one like his collapsible.
Or
bow.
one that's signed.
He'll sign her bow.
That's gonna be his Christmas
He'll sign
present
her
to her.
bow.
And he'll give her the collapsible from the Avengers movie.
The collapsible one. Maybe she'll even get the Ronin sword.
Ooh. Well, I think she does use a sword.
Well, we saw her. We
She
saw
does,
her.
Oh,
We saw her and Jack do that like fencing duel where
yeah,
he was just like,
which he let her win every single time, which was pissing her off.
yep.
But no, I was gonna say, I think in the Avengers video game, as much as nobody wants me to mention that game, she does have a sword in that.
Well, she also has teleportation and shit.
Deadpool tech.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is probably just pass it off as that. But yeah, I'm very curious to see where this is going to go. What how the MacGuffins of the sword and the watch are going to come into play.
Yeah, like I said, I'm calling it right now. It's the watch from that Tony had in
Civil War.
Civil War.
And they probably want to reverse engineer it. For
Well,
something.
it's like in what was it in
It's
Spider-Man?
just people want Stark Tech in general.
Well, it's like in what was it in Spider-Man: Homecoming when Peter went on that transport. He was sifting through all the shit in there, and he finds like the Ultron head and the Iron Man helmets and all that other Stark related stuff in there.
all the various Avenger related stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
And when he came across the Shocker, the original Shocker in this one,
yeah.
he saw him trying to sell somebody who had a weapon that was made of Ultron tech.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It could be something like that. But it's too soon to tell. We don't know precisely where the watch is right now. We don't know whether the dog ate it or if somebody stole it from her apartment.
Listen to walking the dog and he had an alarm go off.
Why does your dog have an Apple Watch in its stomach?
No, the worst thing is that if it activates.
We told him it was Apple, and he ate it.
No, see, the worst part would be is if the watch somehow activated and turned into the pulse beam that he uses for it. Yeah.
No.
Even better, it turns into a gyro suit.
No.
Because the gyro cat, the gyro dog.
I somehow doubt that. That's...
But you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
That'd only be if it was nanites.
Yeah, this was not. This was before Stark got nanotech. So.
Well, I think he was kind of experimenting with that in Iron Man 3 when he was injecting himself.
Well, the injections were to control was to do the remote control thing for that one suit that he had designed.
Yeah, but who's to say that didn't help with the Iron Man suit that
I
he was
imagine
wearing
it
in
probably
Infinity
did.
War?
I imagine it probably did.
All right.
I think we're sort of tapping out on topics here.
I mean, like, we did tap on a lot of stuff with the show already. Like, did we have any issues with it, though?
Not really.
No.
Yeah.
The writing was good. You know,
It's flowing
Writing,
rather
the
well.
pacing.
the pacing is
I think
good
Jay
also.
had one issue with it as well a bit.
What it was?
Ending Christmas on it. He did not want.
Oh, that was just at the end of episode 1. It started during the credits. It started playing "It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year,"
yes.
and that triggers like retail flashbacks for me. And I'm just like, nope.
His eye was twitching a little bit there. It's fine.
You barely were.
It's
in
the
detail.
most horrible time of the year. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up this edition of the Marvelcast. So we'll try to get this done like weekly, but you know, if the last episode's on for Christmas, it might be a week late.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe Marvel might give us permission to watch it a week early. Because we're such famous people.
Yeah, okay. So for Chris, Sam, Rode, Zeke, and the Peanut Gallery, I am Jay, and we will see you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Bored to Death Bingecast. Be sure to check out our library of past podcasts via CKCC Radio or via our YouTube channel, and give us a like and subscribe. We'll see you after our next binge.